All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our free webinar on trends in the MedTech board exam. Okay, so before we start, let me just introduce myself. I am Doc Gap. Okay, I'm Gabriel Paul Pascual, RPMD. I'm the founder and CEO of Legend Review Center. And I placed second po noong March 2021 Physician Licensure Exam and second din po noong September 2014 MedTech Licensure Exam. So medyo favorite number natin yung number 2. Alright, so I graduated Doctor of Medicine at FENRMF as cum laude. And of course, my pre-med was Bachelor in Medical Laboratory Science at St. Louis University, where I graduated as magna cum laude. Alright, so para po sa mga first time na nag-attend, let me just introduce to you our organization. So we are Legend Review Center. This is our mission and vision. Our mission is to revolutionize MedTech review in the Philippines. So when I say revolutionize, no, you want to improve it, no, you want to change it for the better, and that is what we have been doing for the past years that we have existed, no. So we have been constantly improving our review programs to better help our students. Our vision would be quality and affordable review for all. So hindi siya dapat high quality lang, dapat ma-maintain natin na affordable pa rin. Okay, so that's why if you're going to compare our review fees, no, compared to other review centers, you'll definitely see na significantly lower yung ating prices. But at the same time, we're able to maintain yung high quality na ating programs. Okay, so this is our history. Okay, short history lang po. We started in 2014 with our first ASCP review. Okay, so actually guys, no, itong ASCP review na to, group study lang siya before. So that was me during my internship. And nung internship kasi, nagbabasa na ako for the board exam. And habang nagbabasa ako sa boards, na nangyari, nag-group study ako with my staff. No? Yung mga staff ko naman nagpe-prepare for the ASCP. So whatever I was studying in internship, tinutulong ko dun sa mga staff ko. Okay, who were preparing for the ASCP. Okay, eventually, we also had our first NMAT review. Ganun din, group study lang din siya. Nung nagpe-prepare ako for the NMAT, yung inaaral ko, tinuturo ko sa mga batch ko naman. So yung mga kasama ko naman dito, mga batch ko na nag-NMAT din. Okay? Then we had our first in-house review. Okay? So we had a partnership with the university in Luzon. And then in 2015, doon po nag-start yung aming MedTech board review. Okay? Yung aming pang-local boards. Okay? Nag-start po kami with 25 students. Nasa maliit lang kami na apartment before. But despite that, we already had our first top-notcher. So that's Surgeon Alvin Reyes. No? Up to po siya noong March 2015. Okay? He is actually one of our mentors already in Legend. Siya yung longest serving na mentor. And just in case you decide to enroll in Legend Review Center, mamimit niyo po siya. Okay? Now eventually, from 25 students, naging 100 students yan. Tapos naging 200, 500, and so on. Okay? Until this batch, no, na 1,400 students po ang nag-enroll sa Legend, no, both online and face-to-face. Okay? 2017, we introduced the 4-month review program. So traditionally, no, if you're going to look at the program of other review centers, 1.5 month halos lang yung review ng MedTech. So but kami sa Legend, naisip namin, no, why not make it 4 months? No? Why not make it longer? Okay, since may mga students naman na mas maaga nang nagtapos. And pag mas mababa yung review, of course, mas makakapag-prepare sila for the boards. Right? 2019, we opened our second branch. Okay, by the way, yung main branch natin sa Baguio, no? Yung second branch natin, that is in Angeles, Pampanga. Okay, until now, of course, nandyan pa rin yan. 2020, of course, with the pandemic, we had to shift to online. Okay, so we had our online ASCP, online board review, online NMAT, and so on. Okay, but despite that, okay, just after 1 season, balik face-to-face kami. Okay, nakapag face-to-face kami. In fact, we're the first MedTech Review Center to offer face-to-face review during the pandemic. So as early as 2020, balik face-to-face na kami. We were able to do this kasi sa Baguio nga yung main branch po natin. Okay, relatively mas control yung cases and pinayagan tayo ng LGU to conduct our face-to-face review as early as 2020. Kasi na-justify namin na yung mga MedTech, of course, vital to the pandemic. Okay? And in fact, no, I think nung 2020 kami lang yung review center in the Philippines na nag-ooperate ng face-to-face. Okay? Yan. So yan, nag-online tayo, no? But may face-to-face na rin agad. Okay? And until now, we still retain the online review programs kasi we found na successful naman yung mga students, no, even if online review lang. Alright? 2022, we opened our third branch in Davao. Okay, so kakatake lang, no? Yung first batch natin sa Davao, kakatake lang din nung kakatapos ng board exam. At the same time, 2022 din po, we already acquired our Scantron machine. No? So this is the same machine used by the PRC for checking the board exams. Okay? So yung mga students natin, so face-to-face, they're able to experience yung ating Scantron system. And they already have a feel no, kung paano ba yung mangyayari sa boards. Okay? And of course, we have coaching regarding sa shading, mga ganyan, no? Kasama na lahat yan. Alright? And then 2023, okay, kakatapos sila ng boards, no? Yun nga, 1,400 students from Legend Review Center. 800 po sa face-to-face, that would include the 3 branches, and then 600 po sa online. Okay, ganun kadami po from Legend. Alright, so that's our short history. And then these are our top notchers over the past years. So ito si Sir John, yung nasa top left. Okay, John Alvin Reyes. Second place po siya noong March 2015. Okay, so hindi ko na isa-isa ito, guys. Okay. Ito hindi pa updated. Ayan, ito yung mga bago nating top notchers, no? So last boards March 2023, we had 3 top notchers, no? All from St. Louis University. So for 5th place, okay, we have Sir Steven Joseph Gambito. Okay, again from SLU. 9th place from SLU pa rin, si Sir John Russell Perez. And then 10th place, si Ma'am Michelle Van Maria, RMT. So 3 top notchers po tayo noong March 2023. Okay, and of course, we have top performing schools, no? These are the top performing schools na more than 40 ang enrollee sa Legend. Okay, so second place po, nationwide, SLU, 202 out of around 270, no? Nag-review po sa Legend. Okay, 202 yung nag-review sa Legend. The rest, somewhere, no? Second place po sila nationwide, no? Third place, we also have CSU, Cagayan State University, 78 na Legend reviewees doon. 6th place, AUF, okay, 46 Legend reviewees. Then 8th place, University of Baguio, 62 Legend reviewees. No? So ito yung mga top performing schools na napupunta po sa amin sa Legend Review Center. Alright, so jump na tayo dun sa ating main na usapan. So ito po yung general feedback ng March 2023. Okay, ulitin ko lang po ito para dun po sa mga hindi naka-attend last webinar. Okay, so last boards, no, yung kakatapos lang, there were already questions involving photos. Okay, and I'm sure narinig niyo na yung balita, no, na yung mga photos dito black and white. Okay, which is not surprising kasi nga yung exam ng ating PRC, ano siya, Xerox, no? Ayun, pinilit pa rin nila kahit black and white lang. Okay, there are a lot of questions answerable by common sense or internship experience. So very important, guys, no, na kung intern kayo ngayon, okay, learn as much as possible sa mga procedures. Okay, kasi nga may mga tinatanong regarding yung mga procedures natin, no, which is something na ma-experience mo lang in face-to-face internship. Okay, yan yung isa naging problem during the pandemic, no, yung mga students na purely online na internship, pag tinanong mo sila about procedures, medyo hirap sila kasi hindi nila na-experience. Okay, there were a lot of what questions, no, yung mga what questions, mga terminologies na tinatanong. Okay, HAR questions, marami rin po. Okay, kilala niyo ba si HAR, guys? Sino may nakakilala kay HAR? Alam niyo ba mag-react sa Zoom? Can you raise your hand if you know HAR? Yan, maraming nakakalam kay HAR. No? Si HAR po, isang question and answer book yan, no? Na question and answer reviewer. Okay? Ang dami pong lifted questions, especially nung sa HEMA at saka ISBB. Okay? And hindi naman ako nagkulang ng paalala sa students namin, no, na basahin si HAR. Kaya nung nangyaring last boards, ayan, very thankful sila na yun nga, kinulit namin silang basahin si HAR. Kasi ang dami talagang copy-pasted questions, no? Especially in HEMA and ISBB. Kaya actually, hindi lang kay HAR, no? Yung mga main textbooks natin, may kinuhanan din ng questions, no? Sina Stevens for your Immunocero, okay? Sir John din, no? For Immunocero, may kinuha rin na questions. Sa blood banking, si Harmening, may mga kinuha rin na end of chapter questions, no? So as early as possible, guys, no, habang nag-i-intern kayo, kung hindi pa kayo gumagraduate, ayan, basahin niyo na yung mga textbooks niyo. Kasi pagdating ng mismong boards, mismong board review, medyo gahol na tayo sa oras, no? Ang dami pa kailangan basahin talaga. Okay? Few questions on calculations, but of course, meron pa rin. Okay? Kaya mahalaga pa rin yung calculator. And few questions pa rin about mol bio. Okay? Ito yung isang subject na ina-anxiety ng students, no. Laging yan yung kinakabahan sila, Dok. Marami na daw mol bio, ganyan. Guys, ayun, for the past 3 years na sinasabi yan na maraming mol bio questions, ganun pa rin, kaunti pa lang yung tinatanong. Yung basic pa lang. Okay? But don't worry, no, sa ating review, we still discuss the small bio, no? Yung basic lang. Okay? Para just in case na may tanong, makukuha pa rin natin. Okay? Pero ganun pa rin, hindi pa rin po siya separate subject. Okay, huwag kayong maniwala sa chismis guys kasi hindi pwede maging separate subject ang mall bio without revising your what law? Anong law yun guys? Ano yung MedTech law natin? Sige, anong RA yun? RA number 5527. Very good. No? Hindi pwedeng maging separate subject yan without revising RA 5527. Kasi po si RA 5527 yung nagpe-prescribe ng format ng board exam. Okay? Ayun. Alright, so we asked our students, okay, nagpa-survey po kami sa aming mga students last boards, okay, kung anong subject po yung nakita nilang most difficult. And ito po yung results. As you can see, majority answered HTMLE. That's your histopath, MedTech laws and ethics. No? Mga more than 40% answered na yung most difficult is HTMLE. Okay? Sumusunod po ang ISBB. Okay? Although halo, no, mix yung reactions ng students. Yung mga nakapagbasa ng HAR, somehow they found it easy. Yung mga medyo nahirapan sa ISBB, of course, yung mga nakalimutan nila magbasa ng HAR. Okay? Kahit na paulit-ulit na ni-remind. Okay? Hematology po, ayan, third place. Tapos micropara, clean chem, and then the easiest according to our students was clinical microscopy. Okay, sabi nila no, most of the questions in the clinical microscopy exam were answerable through our notes, the CM. Okay, so ang CM lecture natin sa Sir Errol, ayan, napakaganda na notes ng CM. Kaya nadalian talaga yung mga students natin. Alright? Now, let's jump to some recalls. No? So for this part of our webinar, part 2 na po tayo, ay di-discuss natin with Hema, ISBB, and histopath. No? So mga sample questions lang, just for you to have a feel no? Kung ano ba yung mga tinatanong sa boards. Okay? And ang gusto ko guys, pag may flash na question sa ating screen, try to answer. Okay? Type niyo yung answer niyo sa chat box. Okay? So start na po tayo, Hema muna. Alright, so general feedback about Hema, moderate to difficult ng hematology. Isa lang po yung question with a picture. No, papakita ko sa inyo yung picture na yun. Favorite topics were about hematopoiesis, automation, stains, and also AMLs. Okay? May mga lifted questions din from HAR and also Turgeon. Okay? May Turgeon na hema guys, no, by the way. Hindi lang siya immunosero. Alright? Kayang-kaya daw basta master yung notes si Surgeon. Si Surgeon po yung ating hema lecturer. And also recalls from yours truly. Okay? Kaya naman siya. Alright, so sample question. Ito na guys, yung may picture. So identify the following abnormal RBC. Okay, please type your answer in the chat box. So A, sickle cell, B, target cell, C, teardrop cell, or D, acanthocyte. Ano po ito? Okay, sisiw na sisiw. Hindi dapat magkamali. Okay, very good. This would be your target cell. Alright? So for the board exam, no, especially sa August, most likely, dadami na yung mga questions regarding this abnormal RBCs. Okay? So aside from knowing their morphology, of course, you have to know kung saan sila usually nakikita. Okay? So yung mga target cells nyo, also known as codocytes or Mexican hat cells, usually see this in the following conditions. Kung may tatandaan kayo dito, guys, ang gusto kong tandaan niyo yung thalassemia. Okay? So basahin nyo guys, target cell, thalassemia. Okay, target cell, thalassemia. Okay, yan yung tatandaan nyo for your target cell. Although you will also see it in other conditions. Okay? And then you also have here the other abnormal RBCs. Sinama ko na rin po dito yung kanilang mga conditions na associated sila. Okay, hindi ko na isa-isahin guys. Hindi tayo matatapos. Alright? So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to take a screenshot. Ayan. By the way, no, this is recorded and we will also upload the recording of this video no, afterwards. No? So pwede nyo balikan yung ating discussion. Okay? And then you also have the following abnormal RBCs. And kasama na po yung mga must-know na associated conditions. Okay, so again guys, paki-master nyo to. Aralin nyo rin yung ating morphology. No? Ito, kahit kasi black and white to guys, madaling itanong eh. Diba kahit na black and white lang yung picture, ma-identify niyo yung RBC. Kaya ito talaga madali siyang lumabas sa board exam. Okay? So next question na tayo. Which organ produces erythropoietin? Okay, so type your answer in the chat box again. So A, lungs, B, bone marrow, C, kidneys, or D, spleen. So na-answer po natin, hindi dapat magkamali. Most likely, yung mga ibang takers sa Pilipinas, alam din ito. So this would be your kidneys. No? So around 90% of your erythropoietin would actually be produced by your kidneys. O saan nanggagaling yung 10%? Sige nga, baka yun yung tanong yun. Actually sa liver. Liver po, hindi lungs. Yan, liver. No? Yung remaining na 10% ng erythropoietin would come from the liver. Right? So erythropoietin is a single-chain polypeptide produced by cells close to the proximal tubules, which would be found in your kidneys. And its production is regulated by blood oxygen level. So yung kidneys ninyo, constantly minomonitor yung oxygen level. And pag bumagsak ang oxygen level mo, this would now trigger the kidneys to produce erythropoietin. Okay, kaya nga yung mga tao na may chronic na hypoxemia, yung mga laging exposed sa areas na mababa yung oxygen, mas mataas yung kanilang hematocrit. No, it's because of this. Okay? Erythropoietin acts on the erythroid progenitor cells in the marrow, increasing the number of RBC. So yun yung pinaka-action niya, it stimulates your erythropoiesis. Okay? There was a previous board exam, I think 2 to 3 board exams ago, tinanong po yung action ng erythropoietin. So hindi kayo dapat magkamali doon, guys. Ang action niya is it stimulates your RBC production. Okay, so again, that is your erythropoietin. Again, this is produced by the kidneys. Hindi po dapat magkamali dito. Okay, next question. Which organ is primarily involved in hematopoiesis? Okay, ito easy question lang din. No? Please type your answer in the chat box. So A, spleen, B, liver, C, bone marrow, or D, kidneys? Okay, check ko nga yung mga answers nyo, guys. Alright, very good. This would be the bone marrow. Okay? But careful po kayo. Okay? Kasi pag sinabing fetal hematopoiesis, ibang usapan na yan. Ang bone marrow po, siya yung predominant na organ kung saan nangyayari hematopoiesis in adults. No, but in your fetus, remember, may tatlo tayong stages na hematopoiesis. You have your yolk sac phase, okay, kung saan sa yolk sac po nangyayari hematopoiesis. After that, magsishift to your liver, okay, and other reticuloendothelial organs. Okay? And then after the liver, doon pa lang magiging predominant na si bone marrow. Okay? So pagka may binanggit na fetal hematopoiesis, okay, careful kayo. Hindi yun automatically na bone marrow ang sagot. Okay? But in adults, of course, bone marrow yan. Alright? Now, what do you see here in this table? Sorry, in this graph. Ano nakita nyo dito sa adults? Makita nyo, guys, habang tumatanda pa yung adult, okay, pabagsak din ng pabagsak yung production or yung hematopoiesis in the various bones. Okay? Ayan. Alright? So again, this would be your organs involved in hematopoiesis. Okay? Kayang-kaya. Alright, next. Which type of light is used in AccuVein? Okay? Ito tinanong na 2 board exams ago din. Okay? I think sa clean chem siya tinanong, but this time, nung nag-recall yung students namin, sa Hema siya lumabas. Okay? So anong type of light ang ginagamit po sa AccuVein? Sige nga. Alright, very good. No? The answer here is infrared. Okay? So ano ba yung AccuVein na yan? This is according to Henry's. No? Your AccuVein is a handheld medical device that helps medical staff visualize veins before phlebotomy. Okay? I'm not sure kung nakita na kayo ng ganito during internship. Okay? The device emits infrared light and is held about 7 inches over the potential phlebotomy site. Okay, so again, your AccuVein uses infrared light. And take note, it is held about 7 inches above the phlebotomy site. So yun naman yung tanongin next time. Okay, 7 inches above. And ito po yung actual picture na AccuVein, no? Yan. Brand name, by the way, AccuVein, guys. Brand name yan. Alright, next question. Also known as acute myelomonocytic leukemia. No? So general feedback kanina, sabi, maraming questions about your AML. So sino po si acute myelomonocytic leukemia? Okay, very good. Okay, kung meron kayong dapat malaman sa AML, yung mga other names po nila. And ang tinatawag pa na acute myelomonocytic leukemia is your FAB M4. So let's discuss your leukemia classification. Okay, so for classifying your leukemias, we have 2 methods, or two ways. No? So you have your FAB classification and also your WHO classification. So si FAB classification, it would classify your leukemias based on cellular morphology and also cytochemical stain results. So yun lang ang basis niya. Again, cellular morphology and cytochemical stain results. Okay? On the other hand, si WHO naman, aside from your cellular morphology, aside from your cytochemical stains, based din po siya on your immunologic probes, okay, cytogenetics, molecular abnormalities, and also the clinical syndrome. Kaya mas mahirap siyang aralin. Ang dami niyang basis. Okay? Usually yung mga nag-aaral din yan, yung mga hematologists na talaga. Okay? Even sa amin nung med school, hindi namin siya gaano hinimay. Kasi ang dami, mahirap talaga siya. For educational purposes na, lalo na sa MedTech boards, ang mahalaga is yung FAB classification. Yung dapat ang master natin. Okay? One more thing that you should know, may difference po sila when it comes to defining acute leukemia. Okay? Your FAB classification will define acute leukemia, okay, as having more than 30% bone marrow blasts. Okay? Para masabi mong acute, dapat more than 30% bone marrow blast. Sa WHO naman po, kailangan more than 20% lang yung bone marrow blasts. Okay? So remember that, natatanong din yan sa board exam. Okay? The FAB classification is easier to use and still widely taught. Ang WHO naman po, important siya. Ito po yung standard natin for diagnosis. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, more of yung mga specialist na yung talaga nag-aaral ng WHO classification. Okay? Now, let's go over your FAB classification. Okay? So this is your FAB AML classification. Okay? Makita nyo sa table na to, guys, yung other names. No? Okay, so M1, this is your acute myeloblastic leukemia without maturation. Try to memorize this now. M2 is acute myeloblastic leukemia with maturation. So yun yung difference ng M1 and M2. Sa M1, without maturation. Sa M2, with maturation. Okay? M3 is acute pro-myelocytic leukemia. Okay, pag nakita niya, no, pro-myelocytic. Okay, may pro. Okay? That's already M3. Palatandaan ko dyan yung pro. Okay? PRO, 3 letters, di ba? So, M3. Okay? May isa pang ano dyan. Okay? Sabihin ko na lang din, no? May isa pang mnemonics dito, M3. Okay? So, M3, guys, yung associated with DIC. DIC, 3 letters din, di ba? M3. So, PRO, 3 letters, sa yung M3. Alright? M4 is your acute myelomonocytic leukemia, also known as your Nigeli monocytic leukemia. Okay, kaya siya tinawag na myelomonocytic leukemia kasi po when you look at the cell lineage, okay, pag tinignan yung origin, tingnan yung column sa origin, okay, sa M4 po you have a mix of both your myelocytic and monocytic lineage. Okay, yung M1 to M3 nyo, purely myelocytic lang yan. Okay, or yung granulocytic lineage. Okay, but for M4, aside from myelocytic, you also have your monocytic lineage. Okay? M5 is your acute monocytic leukemia, also known as Schilling's leukemia. So take a look at the origin. Ang origin lang po nito, purely monocytic. Okay? M6 is acute erythroleukemia or your digoglielmo leukemia. Aside from your myelocytic lineage, meron din po siyang erythrocytic na involvement. Kaya nga siya tinawag na erythroleukemia. M6. Okay? And then your M7 is your acute megakaryocytic leukemia. Okay? Now, for your FAB-ALL, okay, mas county po ito. You just have your L1, L2, and L3. Okay? Si L1, okay, you will see small cells, okay, and homogeneous yung chromatin ng mga cells na yun. L2, you will see large cells and variable or heterogeneous yung kanilang chromatin. And then L3 naman, siya yung large cells tapos homogeneous yung chromatin. Okay? O question, guys. Okay, tatanungin ko kayo. Among these 3 types, sino yung most common in children? Okay, sige nga. O, tatlo lang yung pagpipilian. Sino po yung most common in children? Ayun, very good. Okay, that's your FAB L1. Okay, very good tayo dyan. Alright. I think this is the last question for Hema. Which of the following stains mucoproteins and glycoproteins and is used in the diagnosis of your FAB-M6. O, sino si FAB-M6 ulit? Ito si acute erythroleukemia. O, ano po yung stain na mahalaga for FAB-M6? Okay, type your answer in the chat box. Okay, very good. All right. So this would be your periodic acid shift. Okay? Yung Sudan black ninyo and myeloperoxidase, pareho sila nagsustain ng granulocytic lineage. Okay? So actually pareho sila ng reactions, no? Yung nitroglutetrazole, yung ginagamit naman yan for which condition? Sige nga, anong condition po? Saan po ginagamit ang NBT? Ayun, very good. Now this is used for your CGD, chronic granulomatous disease. Okay, so again, your NBT is used for chronic granulomatous disease. Okay, ang dami magagaling sa participants. Yan, very good. Actually, we have with us Sir Steven Joseph Gambito. Hi sir, nandito po pala kayo. Okay, si Sir Steven po yung ating fifth placer no last board exam. So we're honored to have you here, sir. Any message po? I-unmute ko si sir. Hindi ko siya na-expect na dito. Unmute natin siya. Hello, sir?
Hello po.
Yun. Hi, sir. Sir, nandito pala kayo. Hindi namin in-expect. Ayan. May message ka ba para sa mga August takers natin?
Message, Doc. Start nyo na yung review. Tapos take it seriously.
Ano bang naging sikreto mo? Bakit ka nag-top 5 sa board exam?
Yung sinabi nyo rin, Doc, na 12 hours a day.
Kinaya ba? Mga nakailang oras ko on average?
Ang average ko yata, Doc, around 10 to 11 hours a day.
Okay. So, close naman na, at least, diba?
Yes, Doc.
You really have to maximize your time. Okay, thank you, sir, for joining us. Hindi ko in-expect na nandito ka pala. Okay.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So, tuloy na namin yung lecture. Okay. So, ayun po, si Sir Steven Joseph Gambito, yung fifth placer po natin last board exam. Okay, sabi niya nga, no, you have to start early. That's why we have this already, yung ating free webinar. Okay. So, ayan, yung PAS po is helpful in the diagnosis of some ELLs and the erythroid type of acute myeloid leukemia, or yung tinatawag natin na FAB-M6. And at the same time, it states your mucoproteins, glycoproteins, and high molecular weight carbohydrates. Kaya po, itong PAS na stain, you will also find it in histopath. Dinidiscuss din siya guys sa histopathologic techniques. Alright? Ayan. So far, do you have questions? May questions po ba tayo? May nag-message sa chat box na pahingi po basbas ko yan. Okay? Gusto yung magpatasaan ng pencil si Sir Steven nasa Tarlac lang. Punta nyo lang siya. Ayan. So do you have questions? May natututunan po ba tayo? Kung may natututunan tayo, guys, please type 100% on the chat box. Alright, so next subject po is ISBB. So according to the students, moderate to difficult. In fact, siya daw yung second na most difficult. And there are a lot of lifted questions from HAR. Okay? But yung mga yung mga hindi lifted sa HAR, medyo mahirap daw talaga. Okay, kaya naman, no? Basta mag-aaral tayo mabuti. Okay, so sample question. A term used when an individual received the same alleles from both parents. So ano po ito? Is it A, heterozygous, B, homozygous, C, phenotype, or D, genotype? Okay, please type your answer in the chat box. Doc, di na po ba kasali yung manatawag kanina na di po present? Nare-remove sila pagka napili po. Na yun, tanggal na. Sorry. Next time po ulit. Okay, so na-answer natin. The answer D, homozygous. Okay, very good. So remember guys, no, we inherit one allele from our mother and one from our father. So laging pair po ng alleles yan. Now if you're going to get the same alleles, ito yung tinatawag natin na homozygous. So, halimbawa, no, nakuha mo sa mother mo, type A ka. Sa father mo, type A din. No? You're said to be homozygous A. Alright? Pag sinabi heterozygous naman, different alleles from both parents. No? Halimbawa, yung mga AB, yung mga type AB, no? Yung A sa mother, B sa father, okay, magkaiba na allele, so heterozygous. Okay? So these are some terms in genetics that you need to know. So when you say genotype, this would be the sequence of DNA that is inherited. No? So yung buong genetic library mo. Okay, when we talk about that, we talk about your genotype. Eventually, this DNA, okay, would be transcribed to your RNA. All right. So yeah, transcribed to RNA, and then eventually RNA is used to make proteins. No? So yung buong, kumbaga, library mo naman ng proteins, so yung tinatawag natin na phenotype. So phenotype is anything that is produced by your genotype. Okay? When we say autosoma, these are traits not carried on the sex chromosome. Okay? Kapag carried naman by the sex chromosome, that is what you mean by X-linked. Okay? Dominant means a trait or characteristic that will be expressed in the offspring even though it is carried only on one of the homologous chromosomes. So kahit na isa lang na allele, no, na nakuha mo nito, may express siya. Okay? This is said to be dominant. Yung mga recessive naman, these are traits carried by either parent or both parents, but not generally seen at the phenotypic level unless both parents carry the trait. So kailangan, bago mag-appear yung recessive na traits, dapat homozygous ka dun. Okay? Kailangan both parents ma-inherit mo siya bago siya ma-express. Okay? Pag sinabing ko dominant naman, both alleles are expressed. Okay? Best example nito yung ABO genes natin, yung mga ABO antigens, no? If you get your genes for your A antigen, your gene for your B antigen, both A and B antigen would be expressed. Okay, yun yung ibig sabihin natin by codominant. And most of your blood groups, no, would express your codominant na inheritance. Okay? When we say amorph, these are genes that do not produce any obvious, easily detectable traits. Now, like for example, your O gene sa ABO system. Okay? Pag nakuha mo yung O, hindi naman mag-express yan ng O antigen. Wala kang O antigen, di ba? Okay? So it does not produce any detectable trait. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng amorph. Okay? How about sa RH system? Ano dun yung example ng amorph? May naalala ba kayong amorph sa RH system? Yung small d, di ba? Yung small d ninyo, it would not express a small d antigen. Okay? Placeholder lang siya, kumbaga, amorph siya. Unlike yung capital D, no? If you get your capital D, this would express your capital D antigen. Okay? Pag sinabi ng hemizygous, this is a condition wherein one chromosome has a copy of the gene and the other chromosome has that gene deleted or absent. Okay? So, yun. Kailangan po natin balikan yung genetics, no, for your ISBB. Alright, next. Okay, ito very basic, kayang-kaya. Which blood type pairing can produce all 4 blood types? Okay, sagot agad. Okay, so ang concept na kailangan nyo maalala dito, guys, yung Punnett square, no? Kailangan alam nyo pa rin, and maalala nyo pa rin, no, how you make your Punnett square. Okay, so gagawin nyo lang dito, you'll make Punnett squares of all of these genotypes, and then makita nyo na ngayon yung possible na pairings. Alright, so ang sagot po dito, letter D. Okay, AO and BO genotypes, no, can produce all 4 blood types. So if you make the Punnett square for this, makita nyo, guys, yan, you can have an AB offspring, BO, which would eventually be type B. Kasi nga yung O, sabi natin, amorph yan. Okay, you can also have your AO na magiging type A. And then you have your OO genotype, which will eventually be your type O. So all 4 offsprings, no, all 4 blood types, no, are possible for this pairing. Okay? Ayan, so this is letter D. All right, next, about immunocero. Lazy leukocyte syndrome involves what cell? Is it A, neutrophils, B, basophils, C, lymphocytes, or D, monocytes? Okay, type your answer in the chat box. Okay, very good. This would be your neutrophils. Okay? So your lazy leukocyte syndrome, okay? Pag sinabing syndrome, by the way, no, group yan ng signs and symptoms. Okay, basta makita niyo yung word na syndrome, guys, no? Collection yan ng signs and symptoms. This is characterized by recurrent infections, okay, stomatitis, low neutrophil count, and impaired neutrophil motility or impaired chemotaxis. No? Yung pinaka-problem actually dito in relation to immunocero, itong impaired chemotaxis. Okay? Phagocytic ability of the neutrophils is normal. Okay? Ang problem dito, chemotaxis, not phagocytosis. And down to your molecular level, okay, itong lazy leukocyte syndrome daw, it is caused by mutations in your actin interacting protein 1 or AIP1. Okay? So remember yung actin yun, this is one of your contractile proteins. Okay, ginagamit to actually ng mga neutrophils to to undergo chemotaxis para makagalaw sila papunta doon sa mga antigen. Okay? Of course, kung may problema ka sa actin, magiging impaired yung chemotaxis. Okay, yun yung pathophysiology niya. Okay, so remember, again, ang may problem dito, neutrophils. Chemotaxis is abnormal, phagocytosis is normal. All right, next. Okay. So we have your question regarding IgA deficiency. Tingnan natin kung ilan makakatama nito. Absolute IgA deficiency is a classic example of a severe allergic reaction. A result indicating an absolute IgA deficiency is black. Okay, so type your answer in the chat box. Ito guys, ay, lumabas yung sagot. Ano ba yan? Sorry. Ayun. Anyway, may manakuha naman. The answer here is actually letter A, less than 0.05 milligrams per deciliter. Ito guys, copy-pasted question to actually sa Hermany. Okay? So yun nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, aside from her, yung mga copy-pasted questions din mong last board exam from Hermany. Okay? So the answer here is less than 0.05 milligrams per deciliter. Okay, so let's discuss your IgA deficiency or absolute IgA deficiency. Pag sinabing absolute IgA deficiency, this would be IgA levels less than 0.05 milligrams per deciliter. Okay, so try to remember this number. No? Tinanong na siya last board exam. Okay, this is found in 1:700 individuals of European descent. Okay, with only 40% of them forming class-specific anti-IgA antibodies. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin nito? Kung IgA deficient ka, okay, kung wala kang IgA sa dugo mo, not automatically na magpo-produce ka ng anti-IgA. Okay? Around less than 40% lang sa kanila yung nagpo-produce ng anti-IgA. And yun yung problematic. Bakit? If you produce anti-IgA antibodies, you are now prone to developing allergic transfusion reaction. Okay, ito yung significance nito sa blood banking. Yung mga may IgA deficiency with anti-IgA, they can develop allergic transfusion reaction if you transfuse them with the normal blood components. Okay, para kasi sa kanila, since wala silang IgA, para sa kanila, ang IgA foreign. Okay, so they can develop allergies when exposed to IgA coming from other persons. So ang tanong ko sa inyo ngayon guys, how do you prevent allergic transfusion reaction seen in IgA deficiency? Anong types ng blood components ang dapat i-transfuse to patients with IgA deficiency? Okay. Type nga sa chat box. Anong ano yun guys? Anong blood components dapat na ibigay sa kanila? Okay, someone answering leukocyte reduced. How about the others? Try lang po sumagot. Yun, very good. The washed RBCs. Okay, washed RBCs. Bakit washed? Pag winash mo yung RBC, tanggal yung plasma. Okay? And remember, nasa plasma yung antibodies nyo. So you're removing actually the antibodies, no, including your IgA, from the RBCs. And once you transfuse this RBC to your patient, wala nang IgA to trigger the allergic reaction. Okay, so remember guys, no, yung washed na components, ang indication niyan, IgA deficiency. Okay, maliwanag po yun. Okay, very good. Next. Which disease is likely to show a rim or peripheral pattern in ANA testing using immunofluorescence? Okay? So anong sakit po ang rim or peripheral pattern sa FANA testing? So is it A, mixed connective tissue disease, B, rheumatoid arthritis, C, SLE, or D, scleroderma? Okay, please type your answer in the chat box. All right, very good. The answer here is actually your SLE. All right? So let's talk about your FANA testing. Okay, FANA means fluorescent ANA. No, ANA is anti-nuclear antibody. Okay, so fluorescent anti-nuclear antibody testing. Okay, in your FANA testing for SLE, okay, yung results ng SLE is actually due to your anti-double-stranded DNA antibodies. Okay, so these anti-double-stranded DNA antibodies are most specific for SLE. Okay, because they're mainly seen only in patients with lupus and levels correlate with disease activity. Okay? Antibodies to dsDNA or yung tinatawag na anti-dsDNA, they produce a peripheral or a homogeneous staining pattern. So tandaan nyo guys, ang SLE, either peripheral yan or homogeneous staining pattern. And again, what antibody causes this? It's your anti-dsDNA. So kung titignan nyo guys yung picture dito sa baba, sorry, ayan. Tingnan yung picture sa baba. Sa homogeneous, makita nyo si anti-dsDNA. Di ba? Peripheral, makita nyo din si anti-dsDNA. And again, these are both seen in SLE. So here's another illustration. Ayan. So makita nyo guys, homogeneous, SLE, andyan. Okay. Peripheral, ayan, andyan ulit si SLE. Okay. Then try to study also yung ibang patterns and where do you see them. Okay, yung ating MCTD, yung mixed connective tissue disease, under speckled po yan. Okay. Itong rheumatoid arthritis under homogeneous. Alright? Ang scleroderma naman siya yung nuclear. Okay? Ito pala, no? Ito, madaling tanungin sa ISBB. Kaya kailangan maaral po natin for the August boards. Kahit na black and white to, makita nyo pa rin naman yung pattern. Okay? So we're done with ISBB. Let's go over histopath, MedTech laws and ethics. Sabi nila, this was the most difficult last boards. Okay? Medyo difficult to very difficult. Favorite topics last boards were IHC, that's your immunohistochemistry. And also there were a lot of questions about fixatives. Okay? Marami rin po about ethics and lab management. And medyo confusing yung mga double negative questions daw. Okay? Familiar ba kayo guys sa double negative? Okay, double negative questions madami din, no? Only around 30% lang yung about histopath talaga. Okay, and this focused on questions regarding your basic tissue preservation, automation, etc. And there were a few questions about your medtech laws. No? So wala daw tinanong ng mga RA nung last board exam. Buti na lang, di ba? Pero yun nga, medyo mahirap yung mga natanong. Okay, walang medtech laws, yun yung okay doon, pero yun nga, dahil pa rin mahirap. Ano yung tanong? May question tayo sa chat box. Sir, maulit po ba yung recall sa part 1? Hindi po kasi ako naka-attend po. Actually guys, yung part 1 na recalls, naka-upload na yung recording dun sa ating Facebook group. So just go over, scroll down lang kayo, makita niyo yung recording natin nung part 1. Okay, yung day 1 na subjects, no? Ayun, nandun siya. Alright, so first question, ito very easy lang. Ito dapat di tayo magkamali. What's the best way to break the chain of infection? Sagot agad guys. Yun, very good. Now this is your hand washing. So ano ba yung chain of infection na tinatawag, no? Your chain of infection has 6 components. Okay? Minsan sa boards, I think 3 board exams ago, minsan ang tanong lang, ilan yung components ng chain of infection? Okay, so ano sagot? 6. Okay? And minsan natatanong din yung components yan. So you have to remember the components in the correct sequence. Ang mnemonics po natin dito, guys, okay, ang mnemonics natin sa components ay RIMS. Okay, o tandaan nyo na as early as now, ay RIMS. So ibig sabihin ng ay RIMS, you have your infectious agent, reservoir, portal of exit, mode of transmission, portal of entry, and then susceptible host. So again, IRIMS, no? 6 ang components ng chain of infection. Hindi po siya 3. Okay? Marami nagkakamali dito, maraming students na sumasagot ng 3. Kasi akala nila yung tinatawag na chain of infection, yung symbol ng toxic, di ba? 3 yun. Akala nila yung chain of infection. Hindi po yun. Okay, ito po ang chain of infection. 6 components. Okay, and again, the components would be your IRIMS. What's the best way to break the chain of infection? Of course, hand washing pa din. Okay? O ito, next question. How can you show sympathy to your patient? Okay, may mga ganitong tanong talaga, guys. Okay, so acknowledge their pain, B, practice bedside manners, C, respect the patient, or D, share your personal interest. Okay, actual board exam question to, guys. Try to answer. At may Q ang sagot. Okay, medyo mixed ang mga sagot natin. Actually, the answer here is letter A, acknowledge their pain. Okay? So what is sympathy? Sympathy is acknowledging someone else's pain. No, parang nandito sa picture. You have your patient, tapos sabi mo, I'm sorry, that must hurt. No? So in-acknowledge mo na in pain siya. Okay? On the other hand, empathy is choosing to feel the pain with them. Okay, parang yan nandito sa picture. Okay? Hindi mo lang in-acknowledge yung pain, you also felt sorry. Okay? So kumbaga may action na involved sa empathy. Sympathy says, I care about you. Empathy says, I'm hurting with you. Okay? So may mga ganitong tanungan na rin sa boards, guys. No? Handa lang kayo for this. Okay? Yung Acer parang ganun na rin yung B2C. Ayan, sabi nga nung iba na pinakamabait na sagot. Hindi guys, the best answer tayo kasi ayan no, ginamit, ayan, acknowledging someone else's pain. Yun na rin yun nandito sa choices kasi although somehow part pa rin ng sympathy yung iba dito, no? But the best answer, yung pinaka-direct answer, yung sagot dapat sa boards. Okay? Next, which of the following is the reference laboratory for toxicology, micronutrient assays, and water analysis? Okay, please type your answer in the chat box. Yun, ang bilis na sagot. Okay, actually may mga tanong din about reference lab for the previous boards, no? Hindi lang nung March 2023. Okay? So ating reference lab for toxicology, micronutrient assays, and water analysis would be your East Avenue Medical Center. Okay, so paulit-ulit tinatanong to guys. That's why you really have to memorize this. Okay, ito yung mga reference lab natin. NKTI po for hematology, coagulation, and immunohematology. And also automated urinalysis. Take note guys ha, automated urinalysis yan. Okay, hindi yung urinalysis na routine. Okay, kapag routine urinalysis, wala pong reference lab yan. Wala pong proficiency testing ang routine urinalysis. Ang may proficiency testing, automated urinalysis. Okay? Lung Center of the Philippines for ClinChem. San Lazaro or SACL naman for infectious immunology, HBSAG, HIV and HCV. East Ave po for toxicology, micronutrient assays and water analysis. RITM po for micropara. And then Philippine Heart Center for anatomic pathology for cardiac diseases. Very obvious, no? Of course, cardiac diseases, every heart center. Okay, kailangan kabisado po ito. Okay? Next. Sabi no, nung kanina, marami daw questions about IHC. So ito sample question guys about IHC. Which of the following is a stain used in immunohistochemistry? Okay, is it A, methylene blue, B, Congo red, C, methoxylin, or D, cytokeratin? Okay, please type your answer in the chat box. Okay, medyo tumahimik nating chat box. Anong sagot dito guys? Actually, the answer here is, ayan, cytokeratin. Actually, medyo mali yung tanong, no? Hindi naman talaga stain ito. Rather, your cytokeratin is a tumor marker detected using immunohistochemistry. Okay? So, ayan, no? Ito po yung mga examples natin ng epithelial tumor markers used in your IHC. Okay, so you have your keratin, which is mainly used for epithelial tumors, yung mga tinatawag natin na carcinoma. And under keratin, you have examples like your CK7. CK means cytokeratin. You also have your CK20. Ang CK7 po, breast, uterus, lungs. Okay? CK20 naman, colon and stomach. And then some would express both. Okay? CK7 plus CK20 seen in transitional cell carcinoma of the bladder and also some mucinous ovarian tumors. Okay, ito guys, medyo memory work talaga siya. Okay, kahit ako noon, lagi ko nakakalimutan ito, kaya lagi ko siya binabalikan. Okay, so ang cytokeratin po, epithelial tumor marker yan, used in IHC. Kaya yan po yung best answer dito. Sabi ni Sir Steven Joseph, mali ko pala yan, Doc. Okay lang, top notcher ka naman, sir. Top 5 ka naman. Okay, cytokeratin yung best answer dito. Okay, although yun nga, hindi siya stain talaga. Tumor marker siya. Okay. Okay, ito po, about lab management. Okay, definition po ng benchmarking. Okay, is it A, measurement of an organization's products or services against specific standards for comparison and improvement? B, comparison of patient results with previous results? C, reporting too low or too high values that represent life-threatening situations? Or D, time from ordering a test to analysis in the lab to the charting of the report? So please type your answer in the chat box. Okay, so before we answer that, no, tingnan muna natin ibang choices. Yung letter D nyo, time from ordering a test, yung analysis in the lab, the charting of the report, this is actually your turnaround time. Okay? Definition yan ng turnaround time. So ang turnaround time na tinatawag, that starts once the doctor orders the test, okay? And magsa-stop siya once na ma-receive na yung result. Okay? Kaya nga turnaround time, babalik dun sa doctor. Alright? Yung letter C ninyo, reporting too low or too high values. Yung too low or too high values na yan, representing life-threatening situations, ito yung tinatawag natin na panic or critical values. Okay? So again, your panic or critical values are values that represent life-threatening situations. Okay? How about your letter B, yung comparison of patient results with previous results? Ano po ito? Okay? Ano yung dinidefine dyan? How about the others? Okay, very good. No, this is your delta check. Guys, tandaan niyo yung definition ng delta check. Around 2 to 3 board exams ago, tinanong yung delta check and 4 na beses po siyang lumabas. Okay? Doon sa board exam na yun. As in copy-pasted na question, 4 na beses lumabas. Okay? So tandaan niyo siya. And the follow-up question na rin, ano po yung kino-consider natin na failed delta check? Okay, di ba sabi delta check, i-compare mo yung patient results mo with the previous result. How do you say na failed yung delta check? Ilang percent dapat? O, tandaan nyo na ito guys, ha? Ang failed delta check po is more than 20% variation. Okay, failed delta check is more than 20% variation. Okay, 20% yung difference nung previous at nung current na results. No? Okay tayo doon? Tandaan na failed delta check 20%. So sagot po dito is letter A. Ayan, measurement of an organization's products or services against specific standards for comparison and improvement. Okay? Ang keyword nyo dito guys, comparison. Okay? Pag kino-compare mo yung product mo or services mo against those of another organization, that's benchmarking. Specifically what you call external benchmarking. Okay? If you do it inside your organization, no, halimbawa, kino-compare mo yung process mo with your process before or your product now with your product before, that's internal benchmarking. So may 2 types, no? External and internal benchmarking. Okay? Nung time namin, September 2014, tinanong ito twice. Okay? As in copy-pasted question, 2 beses tinanong. Okay? Buti na lang tumama ako. So, siguro naman tumama ako na yan. Okay? So do you have questions regarding this? Klaro tayo dito, guys. Ayan. Ito pala yung discuss natin. Internal benchmarking, trends on organization's productivity over time. External benchmarking naman po compares laboratories' productivity with that of other laboratories. It's according to Henry's. Okay? And that's it. No? We're done with our recalls. Do you have questions, guys? May natututunan po ba tayo? Okay. May natutunan po ba tayo? Alright. So, that would be it for our webinar. Yung next part ng ating webinar, again, babalik tayo dun sa raffle. So, hopefully, nandito na yung mga mabubunot. Okay? So, yan ko lang po yung recording.